My mother is a blend of pteridine and PABA. My father is glutamic acid. They blended nicely together to create me. I have a chemical formula of C19, H19, and 7NO6. My molecular weight is 441.4 grams per mole. I am water soluble. I am an essential nutrient, and I must be ingested in the diet. As you can see from my title here, I am Felicia. I'm very talented and full of activity. I'm known as folacin, vitamin B9, folic acid, folinic acid, if you see me in supplement or synthetic form, and I am a folate if you want to eat me or measure me in your body. However, I do really need zinc to survive. Zinc helps me to assimilate into my environment. And I do wear many hats to get the job done. One hat is as a food-based polyglutamate, where I have 9 lives attached to PABA and break down by digestion to monoglutamate for absorption. 11 to 28 milligrams is stored in the liver, or half of this amount is stored in the liver. And in the liver, I'm stored as 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate, which is a polyglutamate protein binding form, and I'm distributed to all your tissues. However, the brush border form of the enzyme carboxypeptidase needs zinc for me also to absorb properly. However, if you consume foods fortified with me, where I am already in monoglutamate form, then digestion is not an option for me to occur. Like I said before, the real estate I occupy in your liver is between 11 to 28 milligrams. However, in polyglutamate form, I am retained within the mitochondria and the cells, and I am excreted in your urine, your bile, and feces. And I can also be reabsorbed through enterohepatic circulation. Why am I necessary? I'm necessary to form the coenzyme THF, which is tetrahydrofolate. I'm essential for creating heme, which is the iron-containing portion of the hemoglobin, and for the proper formation of the neural tube, your brain, spinal cord, and nerve cells. Without me, then a lot of problems can exist within your neural tube will not close. I am essential for ATP, GTP, thymidylate, and amino acids serine, methionine, histidine, glycine, and for DNA synthesis. Your bloodstream may not be happy when I am not fully present in your body. So it is best that I am ingested through eating quality food sources that contain me in folate form. There are certain lifestyle habits that you may enjoy or engage in, such as drinking, getting pregnant, and taking various chemical drugs that may cause increased cell division, increased metabolism, or malabsorption. There are other issues within your body that can increase your need for me, such as cancer or GI disorders that increase cell division. It takes time to detect that I am not up to par, and one such sign is elevated homocysteine levels, megaloblastic macrocytic anemia, hypersegmented neutrophils, and decreased oxygen carrying capacity of the blood. A lack of me causes impaired DNA synthesis and blood cells with a shorter half-life. And other noteworthy signs that I am not up to par are angular stomatitis, glossitis, and anorexia, and celiac disease as well. And if you get too much of me on a daily basis, even as much as 15 milligrams or as little as 0.8 milligrams, I can cause irreversible neurological damage and increase the risk of you getting cancer and the risk of mortality. If you have just enough of me, I can decrease the risk of cancer, even reversing it. Remember, in foods, I am in the folate form. I can be found in leafy greens, fruits, and their juices. Manufacturers fortify cereal with a synthetic form of me to prevent disease. I am in mushrooms, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, asparagus, turnip, and okra. The foods that I favor are peanuts, legumes, strawberries, oranges, and liver. The great thing is I am 50% bioavailable from these foods in the form of 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate and 10-formyl THF. I am different from other nutrients in that I am measured in DFEs, which is dietary folate equivalents, making me a VIN, very important nutrient. And lactobacillus can synthesize me as well. What are DFEs? Dietary folate equivalents. 1 megagram of folic acid taken with meals or as a fortified food provides 1.7 megagrams or of DFEs, and notably 1 megagram of folic acid in supplement form on an empty stomach provides 2 megagrams of DFEs. Supplemented form bypasses digestion because it's a monoglutamate and a faulty gut health, which interferes with absorption anyway. So it's good to get it in food form, but is supplemented form and in fortified foods is great as well, because then it goes straight to absorption. A serving of fortified cereal with 60 milligrams of folic acid would provide 102 micrograms of DFEs. Folic acid is more bioavailable, like I said, because it goes straight to absorption and it's readily absorbed, and it doesn't have to pass through digestion, be broken down into monoglutamate. It's already in that form. However, one thing to note is a gluten-free diet is deficient in folate and would need to be supplemented. Gluten-free grains such as millet, brown rice, quinoa, and amaranth are not usually fortified. At least 85% of folic acid is estimated to be bioavailable when taken with food, whereas only about 50% of folate naturally present in food is bioavailable. Okay? Folate, B12, and B6 together regulate homocysteine in the blood. Pancreatic enzymes may decrease folate absorption. Folate decreases zinc absorption. And then you have anticonvulsants and NSAIDs, oral contraceptives can interfere with folic acid absorption, leading to deficiencies as well. And in the case of Prozac, there is good news. Folates can increase its efficacy and decrease side effects. For those taking cancer treatments, including methotrexate, folate may interfere with its effectiveness. So you want to be careful with that. And then how do you supplement with folate? How do you supplement me? You want to take me singularly or in good whole food-based multivitamin mineral formulas. There are a lot of those on the market. Folate or folic acid is best taken in micrograms, and you want to stick to the RDA, which so you can meet the daily requirements. Now we know that I can get into your body by chemical reaction involving a methyl group of pteridine conjugating with a carboxy group of PABA, creating butyric acid, and then reacting with glutamic acid to form butyrylglutamate, which is folate. As I become active as a vitamin nutrient, I can create toxicity if you take too much of me, or not take enough of me will create a deficiency. And to assess my levels, you can test the plasma folate, which reflects recent dietary intake. A urine sample can be assessed for FIGLU excretion during a 6-hour period. Homocysteine levels can be assessed for deficits in both folate and B12. When enough of me is working in your body, I can synthesize DNA and RNA factors to prevent neural tube defects. In addition, I can prevent other birth defects affecting the life of the mother and the child. It is recommended, or should I say required, that all women of reproductive age consume 400 micrograms of folate in case they get pregnant. And other pregnancy complications may prevent other birth defects as well, like heart defects and limb malformations. In addition to birth defects, increased homocysteine can lead to miscarriage, preeclampsia, and prenatal abruption. Okay? Dietary folate may also protect against colon cancer. However, high doses of supplemental folate may accelerate tumor growth. Low folate levels are associated with an increased likelihood of short-term memory problems in the absence of dementia, and when homocysteine levels are increased, the risk of Alzheimer's doubles. And when I am deficient as well, homocysteine and CVD, cardiovascular disease, increases. Increased homocysteine leads to blood clotting, vasodilation of artery walls, vasodilation of arteries, and thickening of artery walls. My involvement with cancer is linked to DNA damage or inappropriate expression of critical genes. So therefore, you want to make sure you are well fortified with me. Thank you. This is Folate and your folate presentation.